People will not understand what you're trying to do. If you are an entrepreneur with a big dream, a big mission, a big vision, some big goals for yourself, people won't understand what you're trying to do. If everybody understands, you're thinking way too small. If everybody's like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, oh, that's exactly like this. You're thinking too small. Your potential, your vision is bigger than how you're explaining it. At the beginning, it should be difficult for people to wrap their head around what you do. It should be difficult to explain who you are. If somebody asks you at a networking event or some party, hey, what do you do? I think it should be difficult for you to explain who you are. I think that's fantastic. I think that means you're actually living your life instead of living inside some box that is easy to understand. I look at my history, and I've been on YouTube since 2009, my first video, and at the time, YouTube was not what it is today. It was not an educational platform. There weren't really people doing entrepreneur videos, educational videos, long form videos. It was just a totally different beast. And it took 5 years to get to 7,000 subscribers on my main channel. 5 years, 7,000 subscribers. I remember one of the videos that I loved the most. I was so proud. I spent the most amount of effort and collaboration time in creating this video. And it was a long video. It was 6 minutes. It was a 6-minute video back in the day. So it was this long video. And I showed it to somebody when I was basically ready to release it. I showed it to somebody who was in the industry, who's not in the YouTube industry, but in the video industry. And I showed it to him and I said, hey, what do you think? Like, I'm pretty happy with this video. Do you have any thoughts, feedback, suggestions? And he just didn't want me to publish it. He said, nobody's gonna watch a video that's 6 minutes long. Nobody. It's just way too long. Nobody's gonna watch it. He told me that I didn't understand how the internet worked. And just, I don't know, just poured into me. I shared some of the exact quotes in Your One Word, my first book, of what he said to me. And he was an expert, right? He was somebody who wasn't just some guy off the street. He was a guy who was in thought leadership, did a lot of video content, and him telling me that this would never work and it was too long, that I didn't understand how things work. And a younger, less experienced Evan might have listened to him. But at the time I felt, okay, I don't know, maybe he's right. But I spent a lot of time on this thing and I liked it. It moved me, it inspired me. So whatever, I'll just post it. Who cares? If it ends up being a giant flop, then lesson learned. Maybe it'll inspire, a couple hundred people, and I had fun doing it, right? And so we released it, and at the time, my best video had 100,000 views in a year, and I was so proud of that video. Man, 100,000 views in a year. That's awesome. This video launched and I did 100,000 views in a month. It ended up being my best video on the channel. It's not anymore, but was the best video on my channel for maybe a couple years. Now it's got, a couple million views on it. And it's just a reminder that I'm trying to do something big. I want to create things that I like, that I love, that I would use, because I'm making stuff still for 19-year-old Evan, who's struggling to believe in himself, who's struggling to get his company off the ground. That's who I make content for. And sometimes the experts will tell you something wrong. Sometimes the experts are not experts at this thing. And it's better for you to go off and do it, even if it fails, just to know, because otherwise you live the rest of your life wondering what if. So you really have to filter that feedback. And let me give you some practical tips for how to actually navigate that, because I think humans, we are wired to care about what other people think about us, right? You care about what your family thinks, you care about what your friends think, you care about what random strangers on the internet think. You care. You look at your comments and you see what people are saying. You really care. Even if you logically say, well, I don't care about these people, you care. So let me give you some tips for how to actually navigate that and filter the feedback. 1, understand that Anybody who is giving you feedback, especially if it's negative, they're in pain. If they're just attacking you for no reason, they're in pain, right? It's not saying, hey, this video is too long, or hey, I think you should add these tweaks. It's like, I hate you as a human, or you suck, or like, think about the feedback that you're so afraid of getting on YouTube, on Instagram, on whatever platform. You're so afraid that people will judge you for something. Those people, they're leading with poison. They're in pain. People are good. We're built to serve. You want to help. And if somebody's leading with toxicity, they're in a lot of pain themselves. So just understand that and feel that, because that can give you the courage to then keep going and making more, because we need your voice. We need your voice. We need you to say something. We need you to speak up. We need you to keep going. Because if you bow down, then you perpetuate everybody's silence. And you let the pain and the hurt win. So the people leaving those negative comments are in pain. Next, you look at, has the person who's giving me feedback, have they done what I'm trying to do? Right? If it's your parents or your high school counselor or whatever, have they done what you're trying to do? Because chances are, when you move away from the general public towards people who you know, friends, family, parent, that kind of thing, they love you probably, right? Your parents probably love you. Your sister, your brother, your husband, wife, they probably love you, hopefully. They just haven't done what you're trying to do, and they're afraid. They're living out of fear. They're afraid that you won't be successful. They're afraid that you won't hit your dreams. They're afraid that you're not going to make money. They're afraid that you're going to not be able to pay your rent or your mortgage. They're afraid. And they're living out of that fear, trying to give you counsel, to give you advice. But really, they're just afraid. And they haven't done what you're trying to do, and so their advice, while you might think is negative, it's actually coming from a really good place. It's coming from a loving place. They want to see you win. They just don't think you're going to win doing this, because they've never done it and they haven't seen anybody do this. It doesn't mean you listen to their advice. Their advice is mostly meaningless because they haven't done the thing that you're trying to do, and they're living from a fear-based place. You want to listen to that person? No. But it removes the sting from the words, because if you can recognize that they love you, then their advice, it doesn't hurt as much. So we dealt with the haters on social media. We dealt with your friends and family. The third step are the experts. So what if somebody has done what you're trying to do, and they tell you that you're doing it wrong? In the case of my video, right? This guy had made a lot of videos, and he told me that I didn't understand how the internet worked. At that point, I think you just make a gut check. If you like it, if you're proud of it, if you would watch it, if you would use that, if you would consume that, if you liked it, if you, in your heart, like this thing, then you put it up. You test it, you taste it, you try it, you put it up. Because maybe the expert's right, maybe the expert's wrong. You don't want to spend the rest of your life wondering, what if? What if I just tried? What if I just took my shot? What if I just posted that video? What if I just launched that service? What if I just gave it a shot? Because when you look back on your life, you can deal with the failures. The things we regret aren't the things that we tried and failed at. The things we regret are the things that we never had the courage to actually do. So if you're listening to some expert and they tell you that you're stupid and you're wrong and it's never going to work, but in your heart you know you're going to regret not giving it at least a shot, then do it. Because either way you win.
If you want another Evan Rant video that just might give you the confidence you need, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The only thing you're missing is momentum. You've got great ideas that can change maybe the world, but certainly change your life, your family's life, the people around you.